if we remained in the same place, this right here, right now, it's very, very comfortable. I've got a cushion here. I don't need to do everything. Everything is as it is. I've been running this group for 2 years. It works well. I know the people that come. And I don't want to move ahead, do something different, because that means getting out of that comfort zone. Getting into a space that I don't know anything about, that I don't understand. If you don't break barriers, if you don't break out of the confines of your mind, you are stuck in a cesspool. You might believe that this is comfortable. It's a comfortable space to be in. But you have no idea what you're capable of. Your biggest enemy is your mind. I was watching a video the other day of Ramana Maharshi, who's a saint from India, and they say that he would never recommend that anyone leaves their house and goes and does what he does, stays in a forest and meditates, essentially. Why? Because the only battle you have is with your mind. And you take that mind into the forest when you go to meditate. You don't leave that mind behind. The cobwebs can be dropped. You can break out of the confines of your mind right here, right now. Don't think too much. When you get onto the top of that diving board, the one that's on you climb all those stairs to go up on, that you've gone up on many times, and you've looked at the water and then you've climbed down again. I don't know if you've done it. I've done it like several times. I'm terrified of that. You have to climb up and jump. And then see what happens. And then see what happens. Because if you wait, even for a second, your mind is going to tell you, no. You can't be doing this. This is not good. It didn't go well the last time. Remember how it turned out for you? I don't think this is a good idea. Don't do this. And as soon as you hear that, you're there, listening, absorbing. No, I can't do it, right? I can't do it. This is not going to happen for me. I'm better off wherever I am. I'll just go into the little one there, the one that I've been doing all the time. Jumping into the swimming pool. That's the most comfortable thing to do. Sometimes I feel that I've been doing the writing and meditating now for 8-10 years, that I've not gone anywhere. Like I'm just still here, doing the same thing that I was doing so many years ago. But that isn't true at all. That isn't true. Just learning how to use Facebook, creating your own page, was an amazing experience. Now see, I'm waiting for Renee to create her own page. Right?
Yeah, things like
yeah. It seems like a big deal till you learn how to do it. Learning how to write on Microsoft Word, to use all those tabs. And I still type looking down. I use random fingers, but Rajiv's always after me. He said, learn how to type correctly. Do it the right way. But hey, from going like this, I've written 4 books, right? So there has been a movement. And then the next barrier came with the public speaking. how do I do a book tour and talk to people? Why would they even listen to me? Now, who told you, who told me that I'm not capable of talking, or that people don't want to hear me, or that I'm not resonating with someone? It's like that story about the bananas. Remember that one? You've forgotten the banana story. There was an experiment done, and they had two monkeys in a room, and bananas tied up on top of a ladder, and every time one monkey went up, they would spray it with water, and so it would come scampering down. And then the other one would try, and then they would spray it and it would come running down. And they did this several times, and after a while the monkey stopped going up. So then they switched it one at a time. They put another monkey in the room, and when that monkey tried to go up, the other two monkeys pulled it down and would not let it go up and get the bananas. So this is learned behavior. This is learned behavior. We need to go and get those bananas. Basically, we need to go after all that is in our destiny, that is all for us, and we need to get rid of the old conditioning. We have taught ourselves to think in a certain way. Girls from good families don't wear sleeveless blouses. Why? Why? I always used to wonder, never questioned it for the longest time in India. But every time I put on a sleeveless blouse, I thought about the girls from good families that shouldn't be wearing it. I always thought about it. And then I said, I'm a girl from a good family and I'm still going to wear a sleeveless blouse. Conditioning is an amazing thing. What you train your mind to do, to take second place, to walk behind someone, let them take the lead. I'll just be here. Let them deal with the finances. Men know much more about finances than women do. I'm not going to do it. Why not? Why not? We need to break out and change that narrative in our head. It really isn't about what other people are saying. We become our own enemies when we're continually listening to the voices in our head. Stop listening to it. You decide, you put in new thoughts. My mother, for the longest time, never got onto a boat because when she was in Bombay, she was getting onto a boat and the boat moved and she fell into the water. And she could never, for 20 years, we tried to persuade her to get onto a boat, but she would not do it. You prevent yourself from experiencing life if you believe that one portion of the river is the whole river itself. We hold on to something, say, no, this is it. So you had one bad experience with a boy, so you never date. I don't want to go on dates because they're all useless. We judge an entire community, an entire race, an entire species based on one experience that you have. And while your experiences are important, they teach you life lessons, but they should not frighten you. Why does the mind create a block? It creates a block because at the time, whatever you went through was so terrifying. You felt all this surge of emotion. You felt your breath holding and choking up. And so you're terrified. Do you have any memory, actual memory of labor pain? If you've had babies here, actual memory of the pain. Can you feel it now? Well, if you could feel pain, you would never have a second baby. Because that memory of that pain would be so devastating that it would prevent you from having the second. The thing is, the mind blocks it. Whenever there is very severe trauma, the mind kind of blocks it out. To protect you. Otherwise you can't live life. When you have grief, when you have loss, the pain is so traumatic, so bad. If you had to hold on to it for the rest of your life, you would not be able to live. You would not be able to do anything. You would not be able to see another person's happiness, another person enjoying that. My husband died, but that one has a husband, that one has a husband, that one looks like a happy family. They look so good. I have no job, but he has a job and she has a job, and I can't stand this person for having a job. You would hate the entire world. You'd be filled with it. So one of two things happen. Either the mind creates this barrier to block out that hate so you can do things again. Else you surrender. Second thing you can do is to surrender to it. Go into it completely. Embrace the storm. What is it that I'm feeling? How deep is this pain? What is this pain that I'm feeling? What is this fear? Whenever you go deep and deep into a thought, into a fear, into an anxiety, it kind of vanishes. Especially if you ask the question, so what? I'm feeling this terrible anxiety that I lost my father. What is it that you're feeling? Feeling a gripping in my chest. So what? You're feeling a gripping in your chest. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to die. So what? Are you going to die? And you go deeper and deeper into the feeling, into the sensation, into how you are feeling. Suddenly there's nothing. Because you realize if you bring it all back now, into this moment, into how you're feeling, all fears drop, all anxieties drop. You don't use meditation as an escape. You use meditation as a guide. As a guide to be mindful during the day. That's what it is. You don't run away from the world to meditate. You give meaning to the world by meditating. You go into meditation so you can be active in life. You can do all the things that you were put here to do. You can overcome all the obstacles that you create for yourself or that the universe creates for you so that you grow. But we all have our little things, right? Things that we're terrified of, that we just can't do it. And that's one of the reasons that there is this fascination with regression, with this generation. So if you go to see any regression therapist, be it, Brian Weiss or any of these other people, the room will be filled with 10,000, 20,000 people. Trying to find out what happened to them that they're like this now. And I look at all these shows. Remember the one we went to where I spoke? Those psychics, I keep getting those, they're coming back again. I keep getting those psychic things where he's going to heal you, he's going to tell you your future. So we're so caught up with what's happened to us and what's going to happen to us, we don't realize that it's happening now. It's happening now. How you felt doesn't matter. And where you're going doesn't matter. You have to reprogram your mind and begin every day with a clean slate. Just wipe it all clean. Wipe it all clean. You will make 75 applications to different companies, and it is only on the 76th that it might work. But by the 74th you've given up. We stop praying. We stop believing right before it's going to happen in our lives. Everything is going to happen in your life. The reason that you were here is going to be revealed to you. It's all going to happen. You just have to be present enough to recognize what's happening.